Mozzarella cheese is one of the most consumed cheeses worldwide. Its elastic texture and ability to melt evenly make it the most used cheese for making pizzas. While traditionally made from buffalo milk, industrial mozzarella production has its own unique process. We visited a cheese factory to discover how mozzarella is made. Mozzarella cheese has its origins in Italy, believed to have first been made in the city of Aversa in the Campania region during the 7th century. Like all cheeses, mozzarella starts with milk, specifically buffalo milk, which is known for its higher fat content compared to cow's milk. This higher fat content gives buffalo mozzarella its creamy texture and distinctive flavor. The collection of buffalo milk is the first crucial phase in mozzarella production. Specialized farms raise water buffaloes, the species commonly used for buffalo mozzarella. These buffaloes are properly cared for and fed a balanced and nutritious diet to ensure high-quality milk. The buffaloes are then milked, a process that can be done manually or with mechanical milking systems, ensuring both hygiene and the animal's welfare. The freshly milked buffalo milk is temporarily stored in refrigerated tanks on the farm to preserve its freshness before being transported to the cheese factory. Keeping the milk at a low temperature immediately after milking is crucial for maintaining its quality. Refrigerated tanks are used during transport and storage to prevent bacterial growth and ensure food safety. Before transporting the milk to the factory, quality analyses are carried out to ensure it meets the necessary standards. These analyses can include tests for composition, fat content, proteins, and other key parameters. After passing quality controls, the buffalo milk is transported to the factory in refrigerated trucks to keep it at appropriate temperatures and preserve its quality during the journey. Maintaining freshness and hygiene from collection to delivery is essential for ensuring the final quality of the mozzarella cheese. This first step sets the foundation for a successful production process and high-quality cheese. Once in the factory, the milk is pumped into special tanks that maintain a controlled temperature, keeping it in optimal conditions until needed for the cheese-making process. For hygiene reasons, the tanker trucks used to transport the milk are thoroughly washed both inside and out after each use. These tanker trucks have a capacity to transport approximately 30,000 liters of milk, maintaining a constant temperature between 3 and 4 degrees Celsius. Raw milk intended for cheese production contains 3.8% fat and 3.3% protein. Before pasteurization begins, detailed analyses are conducted to assess the milk's quality, including tests for acidity, fat content, protein content, and potential contaminants. This step is essential to ensure the milk meets the required standards for producing high-quality cheese. The milk and whey are stored in large silos with a capacity of 225,000 liters. A milk separator then removes excess cream to adjust the fat percentage. The manufacturing process starts with this tank, which feeds the pasteurizer. The goal of pasteurization is to eliminate harmful bacteria and microorganisms that could impact the cheese's food safety. This thermal process involves heating the milk to a specific temperature for a set period and then rapidly cooling it. Pasteurization helps remove pathogens and reduce bacterial load while maintaining the milk's organoleptic qualities. For mozzarella cheese, the process aims to preserve the distinctive flavor of buffalo milk. After pasteurization, the milk is quickly cooled to halt the thermal process, preventing any undesirable changes and preserving its quality. Next, the milk is transferred to a coagulation vat with a capacity of 95,000 liters, where essential ingredients for making mozzarella are introduced. Lactic cultures are also added to the pasteurized milk. These cultures consist of beneficial bacteria that are crucial for fermentation. They consume the sugars in the milk and produce lactic acid, which acidifies the milk and contributes to the cheese's characteristic flavor and texture. Simultaneously with the addition of lactic cultures, rennet is mixed into the milk. Rennet, traditionally derived from the stomach of young animals, is a key enzyme that coagulates the milk. This coagulation is essential to form the curd, which is the solid base from which the cheese is made. After adding the lactic cultures and rennet, the milk is left to rest. During this period, the curd begins to form as the milk proteins group together and solidify. Once it has reached the appropriate consistency, It is cut into small pieces. This step allows the release of the whey, which is the liquid part of the milk that is not incorporated into the curd. Cutting the curd is a fundamental step in shaping the cheese and determining its final texture. After cutting the curd, the process of whey release begins. The small curd pieces release the whey, which is the liquid portion of the milk that does not become part of the curd. This step is crucial for removing excess liquid and concentrating the proteins in the curd. After the release of whey, the curd undergoes a gradual heating process. This step contributes to the development of the characteristic elastic texture of mozzarella. Heating also helps consolidate and compact the curd. As the curd heats, it begins to become elastic. At this point, the cheesemaker stretches and kneads the curd repeatedly. This stretching and kneading process contributes to forming mozzarella's structure, resulting in its smooth and elastic texture. Depending on the producer's preference, mozzarella can be shaped into bowls, blocks, or any other desired form. Once the cheese has reached the desired texture, it is quickly cooled. This rapid cooling halts the stretching and kneading process, setting the cheese's structure and preserving its final shape. The result is the characteristic texture of mozzarella that we all recognize. Once cooking is complete, the whey is pumped onto tables for draining, separating the solid curd from the liquid. The liquid portion is known as whey, which is then concentrated and used to produce other dairy products, such as whey protein. The curd is placed into molds, each with a capacity of 2.5 kilograms, where it takes its final shape. A brine solution is used to cool the cheese blocks and to salt them. This brining process ensures an even distribution of salt across the cheese's surface, giving it a consistent flavor. The amount of salt can vary based on the producer's preference and the specific characteristics of the cheese. The molds are emptied into a brine vat and then transported on a conveyor belt to another vat, where they soak for 4 to 10 hours at a temperature of 2 degrees Celsius. During this time, the cheese absorbs the salt, which enhances its flavor and aids in preservation by acting as an antimicrobial agent. After salting, the cheese undergoes a controlled cooling process to consolidate its structure, finalizing the flavor and texture developed during the previous stages. The 30,000 liters of milk that arrived in the truck have been transformed into 100 cheese bars over 8 to 12 hours. Finally, the cheese bars are vacuum-packed and prepared for distribution. If you want to know how whey protein is made, watch the video on your screen, and please like the video if you enjoyed it and share it with someone who might be interested. Also, subscribe to this channel by activating the notifications to continue learning. Thanks for watching.